guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, we are doing another video.
Obviously it's a video. I meant another book video.
Sorry I've been doing so many book videos. Not that I need to apologize. I love doing them. And if you clicked on this video, you probably enjoy my book content. Or if this is your first time seeing me, hey, welcome. But yeah, I will be doing more vlogs and stuff very soon actually. I'll explain that in future videos. So today I'm doing a reading wrap up of what I read in January and February. I literally printed this entire packet of me writing down everything I thought out in like the synopsises of all the books. So yeah, I'm not gonna be saying every single book I read. These are most of them that I've read in January and February. There's a few other ones that I like just don't want to include, or like I don't really have strong feelings on, or I read them for school. So if you want to see those, you can go follow me on Goodreads. You can add me. I do have it on private, I believe, but if you send me a request, I will definitely accept it. But also make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and follow me on Instagram. And let's just get into the reading wrap up. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about that I read way back in January, it feels like I read this so long ago, and that is The Perks of Being a Wildflower by Stephen Chbosky. I don't know if I said the author's name right, but it's The Perks of Being a Wildflower. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to say the title and author, obviously, the genre, my rating on the book out of 5, my own little synopsis, what it's about, my thoughts, and then a quote that I think will convince you to read it. So this is The Perks of Being a Wildflower. It is a YA contemporary / kind of a classic. I don't know if this is technically a classic. It might be. Okay, so let me read you my little synopsis that I wrote. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot. This book is about a boy named Charlie who is going through high school. He recently lost his best friend, so he's going in with no friends. And it's a very meaningful and deep story about his experiences through his freshman year, and it is told in letters. Like, he writes it in letter format, so it's just like dear friend and then his letters. So my thoughts, I think this was a really well written. It was very quick. As you can see, it's super short. It only took me a couple of days to get through it. It's like 213 pages, so it's not long at all. I love Charlie, the narrator, who's writing the letters, as a character. He was a really good character and really interesting to learn about. His group of friends was adorable. The movie to this too, I know everyone's like seen the movie, Emma Watson's in it. It was amazing. I think it's one of the best book to movie adaptations that I've ever watched, and I know a lot of people agree with that it's a really good adaptation. And the quote that I think might convince you to read this, let me find it, I tabbed it. This is a very famous quote from this book, and it is, "In that moment, I swear we were infinite." And it's also in the movie. So yeah, that is my little review on The Perks of Being a Wildflower. Go read this one. It's a really good. So the next 4 books I read are actually a series called the Raven Cycle series. This is the first book, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. There's also The Dream Thieves, Blue Lily Lily Blue, and The Raven King. So the genre is YA fantasy. I rated the series as a whole a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is really good. Same as I rated Perks of Being a Wildflower, but as all the books I gave different ratings, like mostly 5 and 4 stars, but as a whole it is like a 4.5. Okay, so my synopsis that I wrote says, this series follows 4 rich boys from a private school who befriend Blue Sergeant, and the 5 of them go on adventures together. Blue's family is psychic, and she's always been told that if she kisses the love of her life, he will die. Obviously, a lot ensues in this 4-book series. So, my thoughts. I really need a clipboard or something. This is the best found family I've ever read. It's so cute. If you don't know what found family is, it's when a group of people who are not blood related basically form their own friend group and are like family to each other. They would do anything for each other. These boys in blue, they do things for each other. Also the 2 different romances in this book are really cute. Not gonna tell you who they're between, obviously, but they're very adorable. The plot was kind of all over the place, but the found family makes up for that, which is why I rated it a 4.5 stars. Also, the characters, I literally cannot choose a favorite. It changes every single day. Like, I love Blue, obviously. I love Gansey. I love Ronan, Noah, Adam. I love them all. Like, they're so cute. And this series is definitely a new obsession of mine. Okay, and then this quote, if you like found family, this quote will probably make you want to read it. So, in that moment, Blue was a little in love with all of them. Their magic, their quest, their awfulness, and strangeness. Her Raven boys. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So that is that series. This next book I actually read from the library, so I'm just gonna pop up a picture of it. It is called Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. It is a young adult mystery / contemporary, and I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. So my synopsis says, this book is about a girl. I didn't even write her name. What's her name? I always forget. Claudia? Is it Claudia? Something like that. So Claudia's best friend doesn't show up to school. She goes missing, and nobody thinks it's weird except for her. The two of them were like inseparable. They did everything together. So it's very hard for Claudia to adjust going to high school without Monday, especially when no one finds it odd that she hasn't been showing up to school. So I thought that this was a really good book. I did not see the ending coming at all. Like, it was shocking. Throughout the book, I was confused about a lot of things, but it all came together in the end, and it made so much sense. Like, there were so many questions I had. I was like, why is this happening? This doesn't add up? But then in the end, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And I felt really bad for Claudia because, like, imagine your best friend, like, doesn't show up to school, and you, like, nobody thinks it's weird. Everyone's acting really sus, and yeah, I just thought it was a really good book. I would really recommend it, and I want to read more of this author's work because she has a lot of other books that look really interesting. Oh my gosh, this next one. If you watched my last video where I recommended books based off of TV shows, I told you I was going to be doing this video, and I wanted to talk about this book more because it's like my new favorite book ever, and it is 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Bro, this book, oh my gosh. So it's a young adult romance, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, the first 5-star of the video. Okay, so my synopsis, this one's a little bit longer. So Poppy and Rune have grown up being best friends. They're next door neighbors, and they're inseparable. Until they're 15, they're in a relationship. This is not a spoiler. This is all in the actual synopsis. And Rune has to move back to his home country. They agree to do long distance, but after a couple of months, Poppy completely cuts him off. She doesn't text him anymore. She doesn't answer his calls. And a few more years go by, and Rune moves back to his hometown, to his old house, and he finds out what happened to Poppy when he was gone, and I literally wrote, and oh my gosh, read it. Just read it. So this was definitely the saddest book I've ever read. If you know me, you know I love when books make me cry, but like this one, I was literally crying after like the first 10 pages. I also wrote Poppy and Rune, just Poppy and Rune with a bunch of sad faces because, yeah. I read this exactly a month ago as I'm filming this. It is, what day is it? February 28th, which is like at the time I was reading this, January 28th. And I still am not over it at all. It's been a month, and I don't think I'll ever recover. If you can handle reading a really sad book, I would definitely recommend you check this out if you want to. It's cringy. It is YA, but it's good. I don't care. I know it's like very, very cheesy and cringy, but I really don't care. The quote. This actually, a lot of the quotes that like in my book journal, I write down quotes that I like from books, which is where I'm getting most of these, of my favorite quotes, but most of those were like spoilers, so I don't want to spoil the book for you guys, obviously. So I'm just gonna say the dedication, which I think this should convince you to read it. For believers in true, epic, soul-shattering love, this one's for you. I really like that dedication. It's really good. Moving on. So I actually, in the months of January through February, I reread the entire Divergent series, which I read for the first time back in 2021. and like at the beginning of the year I kind of wanted to reread it like a year later and see if my thoughts have changed, and they definitely I don't know. It's an interesting series. I'm not going to talk about those 3, but I did for the first time read 4, which is like a sort of spin-off. It's by Veronica Roth. Sorry, I need to turn my page. It is a dystopian, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is okay. So this is a collection of short stories and scenes from Divergent, but it's retold from my favorite character. It's told from his point of view. So I thought this was okay. It was good, but it was really repetitive, because maybe it's just because I just reread the Divergent series. If I had like read this before rereading, I might have liked it more, maybe, I don't know. But I wanted to reread the whole series to read this book, which I definitely did not need to do, but like, yeah. I did love getting a backstory about 4 and how he became who he is, but it definitely was not my favorite from the series. Yeah, and all the quotes from this book are like already in Divergent, so I'm not gonna say them. Just go read Divergent. Moving on. Okay. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the book. I have Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. Why did I say that so weird? I was like, Tweet Cute. It's Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. I also mentioned this book in my last video. A lot of these I did actually, but it's fine. And it is a YA contemporary standalone. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, but I might lower it to like a 3.5. No, it was a solid 4 stars. Okay, so, I wrote a lot for the synopsis. So, this is a cute little YA contemporary about Pepper and Jack, whose family both own restaurants. Pepper's restaurant, which is way bigger than Jack's, it's like a huge fast food chain, like McDonald's type, that her family like owns. They started the first one, and it is suspected of stealing Jack's family's grilled cheese recipe. The two of them get in a Twitter war because they run their company's Twitters. Meanwhile, they're also talking to each other anonymously online, not knowing that it's each other. They go to school together too, so. And they're both like on the swim team, so I thought that aspect was really cute. They're like talking to each other in so many different ways, like over Twitter, over this anonymous app, in person, in school. There's just so many different like versions that we get to see, so I thought that was cool. It's a very cute romance that I wanted to read around Valentine's Day, which I did. Like, the cover gives off very much Valentine's Day vibes. I don't know, the colors, something about it. It was definitely a little predictable, but it was fun. It was fun nonetheless. My favorite part was that he called her Pepperoni. Like, that is so cute, because her name is Pepper, and like he owns a deli, like Pepperoni. Genius. It was so cute. And the quote, this is kind of a random quote, but it's weird how you have no idea how far you've come until suddenly you can't find the way back. Go read this book if you want to. It's really cute. It's like a nice February's over. It's a nice spring read. It'll give you some spring vibes, maybe not. So the next one is called She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan. It's a YA contemporary, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This is about a girl named Scotty who's a basketball player, and she's trying to make her ex-girlfriend jealous. So she gets into a fake dating relationship with one of the cheerleaders. They literally hate each other, but this fake relationship will benefit them both for different reasons, and the book just follows their fake relationship turning into maybe something more. Okay, so I actually listened to this book fully on audiobook. I really enjoyed it. And conclusion, I am obsessed with the fake dating trope. Even though they're all the same, like the exact same plot, I eat it up every time. And this was a super adorable contemporary. It's not something that I'll remember for like forever. It's not a new favorite or anything, but it was good. And I don't have any quote for this one because I read it on audiobook. But like, there's still probably some quotes I could have found. I just didn't feel like it. Anyways, next up, oh my gosh, I'm excited to talk about this one. So, it is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And, okay, this is off topic, but Chloe Gong is literally like 23. She was like 21 when she published this book. Like, she's literally in college. And I just think that's so cool how she's like really young and she published a book that got on like the New York Times best-selling list. It went viral on TikTok. She's just a queen. I love her. Anyways, it is a young adult fantasy, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. So, synopsis that I wrote down is, this book is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, and it is set in the 1920s in Shanghai. They're both heirs to rivaling gangs. They actually used to date back when they were like 15. They're like 18, 19 now. But there was something that happened, so now they're enemies. They're forced to work together though because there's a monster taking over Shanghai, which is a threat to both of their gangs. So I have many thoughts on this book. It is very popular on TikTok, as I said, and I had super high expectations, and it did not disappoint at all. I have not read the sequel yet. I have it on hold at the library. It should be coming in sometime later this week, so I'm excited for that. Not only do I love Roma and Juliet, yes, that is their names, I know, so original. But the side characters too were like the highlight of the story. I loved Marshall and Benedict and Kathleen. Amazing. I was needing like a good solid fantasy because as you guys have seen, I read quite a few contemporaries in a row, and I just wanted to get back into fantasy because that's one of my favorite genres, if not my favorite. And this was really good. It was easy to understand, the world building and everything. It was just super good, and I'm really excited to read the sequel. So this quote, it cut off because the printer is horrible, so let me read it from my book journal. Again, most of the quotes I wrote are spoilers, but this one is not, as long as I don't give you too much context. Okay, so it says, "You chose me 4 years ago. Would you still choose this version of me? These sharp edges and hands far bloodier than yours." Tea. So I have one more book that I want to talk to you guys about, which, oh my gosh, okay. It is called Everything, Everything, and it's by Nicola Yoon. It is a young adult contemporary again, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Basically, this book follows a girl who is allergic to everything, like literally everything. She can't leave her house, she can't go outside, she can't go to school. She's allergic to the world, basically. She only sees her mom and her doctor until one day a family moves in next door to them, and she is drawn and intrigued to the teenage boy. So she watches them out her window, and eventually they get each other's numbers, they start texting, and a lot of other stuff happens. So I read this book in literally a day. It's really quick and easy. Like, it might not look like it is, but let me show you. So it's not all just like straight writing like this. There are also pages of them like texting, emails. It's like writing, like medical files. Here's one. So it's definitely really quick. There's also a lot of drawings and other things. So it was quick and easy to get through is what I'm trying to say. And like multimedia sort of. And I actually really enjoyed that writing style. I definitely don't think it's for everyone if you like just like straight writing, but like I kind of liked it. It was cute, it was quick, it was fun, and there was actually a really big plot twist, like ending that I did not see coming, so that was nice. And the quote I had says, spoiler alert, love is worth everything. You see everything. I love when books say the title in them. Yeah, those are pretty much all the books that I read from January to February. If you want to see more wrap-ups like this, I can definitely do them. I think it was really fun, and I'll be reading a lot more this year. I think my favorite book that I read have to be these two, also The Raven Cycle, but like that's not really one book, it's a series. These two books, oh my gosh, I love them. I can't even choose a favorite, they were both amazing. But yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.